AI is making things very interesting, and it's bringing us back to basics, right? Because I was reading an article talking about how Tailwind, the company itself that is behind Tailwind, or that is in charge of actually ensuring that Tailwind is actually up and running, had to lay off 75% of its employees because it's no longer making money. Why is it no longer making money? Because Tailwind makes money from it's open source, yes, but it makes money or pays its bills or keeps the lights on by selling UI kits and things like that. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with open source funding and how it works in terms of, they offer free product per se. Like they offer free product, but on the back end side, they are selling a pro version which allows them to keep the lights on. But now since AI seem to love Tailwind, because you can tell that a lot of people. Like you can tell a developer used AI mostly when they like heavy on the Tailwind and they're using things like Next.js and things like that because AI found Tailwind very easier to pick up. So, right? Now they're on the verge of shutting down. What does that mean for Tailwind? Depreciated npms and things like node packet, like depreciated npms mostly because fewer development on the product itself. And it takes us back to understand that always knowing the base framework, or like not framework but base language behind the framework, is super important. Take for example JavaScript. React had some security issues not so long ago, some vulnerabilities. But if you know JavaScript, it's easy for you to jump between React, Angular, Vue, and all these other ones, right? And even Next.js. Whereas if you just master the framework and you don't master the language behind the framework, it's very hard to jump in between. Same thing. CSS, know your CSS 100% to a point where you can actually rewrite a site or rewrite or redo a site using vanilla CSS instead of Tailwind, instead of Sass, what's the other one? Bootstrap, and things like that. So, moral of the story, know your basics as a developer. Know them by heart and know how to move around, because with AI has introduced like some volatility to the industry in a sense where anything can change at any given time, but the basics will never change.